How's it going? Today is 31st of October, Thursday, and we are taking a look at the market, what kind of opportunities we can find in today's video. Yesterday there was announcement of a budget that would be a budget for 2024 and key points at a glance. We could take a look at what was published by some of these news articles, but I thought let's do our own way where we can try to break it down and, if anything, we will try to be positive. I think budget is called something that's called a red book, perhaps, because it's in red. I think so. Anyway, that would be fixing the foundations of delivering change. So let's take a look at budget, and perhaps we can read it together. But we will try to make it positive, and we will finish strong, I guess, in today's video, 10 minutes, and everyone who understands it, perhaps they have their own views and no feedback with regards to budget. If anything, let's try to understand from a business standpoint and where the budget is right now, right? Let's take a look at the first part. Most likely there would be one, two, three, four, five different parts. First one, I had listened to the entire budget. But anyway, I don't want to go into it. Let's try to keep it positive, right? Investing for growth. That would be 1.31. Supporting by the new fiscal framework, the budget significantly increased public investment and helped the crowd in private investment in the long term. Okay. The public sector net investment will average. Everyone would fall asleep at this part. Let's progress. This is supported by over 100 billion in additional investment over the next 5 years. This includes an increase of 13 billion next year, taking total department capital spending to 131 billion into 2025-26. This part, investing for growth, I believe would be very important. And this is numbers. Uh, Government needs capital to do this, right? Investment for growth. If government knows how to invest capital, that's a different question. That's a completely different question. But this is how much capital potentially government will try to raise in order to invest, right? If they know how to invest and all this, we're not something that we're discussing right now. We're only taking a look at how much capital potentially a government would looking to have access to, right? This investment will be underpinned by clear guardrails to ensure that increased capital spending is high quality and well delivered. So the guidelines is high quality, which should be important as well as well delivered, right? Since there's a questionable part when it comes to, for example, some of the projects that government is running right now, that would be NHS, who productivity is falling and they are investing more. So productivity is falling and they're investing more into some of those organizations. Perhaps that just put things into perspective. But anyway, point is that government most likely going to be taking a look at 131 billion for 25-26, which they would look to raise in order to invest, right? Part I thought it worth mentioning that it would be a strong physical framework and that would be stability rule as well as investment rule. I believe this part is very crucial. I wasn't sure if it's something that budget had previously, but this part is very important. And let's progress and let's take a look at the next part, right? Let's take a look at the next part. That would be supporting businesses. The government will deliver fairer business rate systems throughout permanently lower business rates, multipliers for retail, hospitality, and leisure. Properties from 2026-27, the budget also provides a 1.9 billion to support small businesses and high streets in 25-26 by freezing the small business multiplier and or providing 40% relief on bills of RHL properties. up to 110,000 cash cap. Okay. So I thought it would be perhaps a little bit more, but anyway, nice economic and all culture importance, British pubs, and all commitment to supporting smaller breweries. This part is very important. Local businesses, all these kind of great things. The government is cutting alcohol duty and draft products from February next year, reducing it by 1 penny per average straight pint, right? So there's more to it. There was a lot of people applauding this one in Parliament, so I thought that's kind of funny. But anyway, we need to focus on important things, right? Anyway, let's close this one by skipping some information, right? Perhaps there's more to it when it comes to Scottish whiskey, all these kind of things, but let's skip that. There might be some karma attached there, but let's progress. The government is providing stability, or hopefully, is government is looking to provide stability. So the target are to provide stability, not necessarily this is what government they may or may not. But they're looking to that and predictability to support businesses to invest in publicize annual corporate tax roadmap by publishing a corporate tax roadmap, which confirms that the government will cap the rate of corporate tax at 25%, the lowest in G7 for the duration of the parliament. Okay. So at least we would know where it is, and hopefully things would stay in this particular way. But there's more to it to unpack it, as well as there's. But anyway, let's progress. As of now, I thought the most important part might be innovation. That would be supporting scientists' breakthrough and or supporting innovation and or central to progressing to a government mission to rebuild Britain and develop the industrial strategy. The UK has extraordinary strengths in science and all innovation. However, we are not doing enough to. This part is I completely agree with this part that the government could always do more. As well as I will constantly take a look at this part right in our videos. To capabilities on these strengths, the government will support RSD and or adoption and or dysfunction of innovation across the country to drive sustained increase in productivity and improve citizen lives. The UK science base is crucial nation asset to fully harness its potential and or foster dynamic investment in the economy. The budget protects record levels of government RSD investment with 20.4 billion allocated into 25-26. This part is very important. The problem is that before then, government have done a lot when it comes to definitions. So it's not something that has been mentioned at this point, but a government is changing all the definitions. So then they're saying 20.4, it could be anything. What I'm saying, it could be anything. Before, government said a lot of things and they have changed a lot of definitions. Potentially, not necessarily that happened, but potentially to inflate all these numbers, by the way. So once that been said, this the government should do more, by the way. That's what I mean by that. They includes at last 6.1 billion to support the core research. The government RSD investment also fully funded Horizon Association, meaning that UK research and all business can participate confidentially in the world's largest. I'm not supporting any of those. It's very hard, by the way, to work with them. So that's the only thing I would say. Let's you can try reaching out and they would tell you that you need to have all these kind of things, right? So it's just waste of time perhaps. Government already spent a lot, that would be 80 billion, and good luck trying to reach out to them to work with you. Just to close this video with, we can take a look at development of the government. So government should be looking how to reduce government. So instead of being successful and sitting there for many decades if possible, government should consider ways of perhaps engaging with different technology by offering opportunities for people to use technology and by in return reducing cost of having such a large government, right? That would be just an example, right? If government is looking to do something for NHS, perhaps government could consider to do a very similar process when it comes to productivity for government themselves. So if government, let's say, for example, if there's 100 people right now in the government, right? How technology could limit and or reduce number of those people. Limiting and reducing to perhaps 50 people. And if government could reduce its own numbers of people required to operate government, even better. So if we were to take a look at where government is spending is going, all these kind of things, how we can reduce and or give opportunities for people to have more control over what's happening, how people would be able to vote with their phones if they need to, how they can sign different petitions with their phones, engage with different partners, as well as vote on the budget, all these kind of things, how people would be able to do that with the phones, not by electing person to do all that work for them, where there's a lot of issues there, how government or people within that particular government can do themselves, and in return reduce amount of government spending on themselves. Perhaps it is something that worth considering, as well as some of the European governments are doing a little bit more compared to other governments up there, right? We were previously taking a look at Estonia, right? Where in Estonia it's way smaller. Yeah, I think it's 1.1 million people, so it's a lot smaller. But anyway, that would be just an example, right? Let's close on that. Thanks for watching. See you next one.